Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Lionel. I'm your host for LT Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, season 7 or 6, episode, I think 5. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video. You can also subscribe if you are new, and leave your comments below. Let's get into this episode. Okay, y'all, so I got probably less than 15 minutes. I don't even know if it's going to be that long for this video. We start off with Whitney having an event. She's singing some stuff, and I don't know, whatever. She's saying that Lisa's event was so negative, and she's trying to change the whole energy about things, and she's inviting everyone through these bouquet of flowers. She's also talking again about her failing business, since we're not talking every episode about her healing journey. And I got something very blunt that I got to say about her. A lot of y'all still like her for whatever reason, I don't know. But she wants to get back to fun Whitney, as she said in 2 episodes ago, and all that good stuff. But she wants to get back to her fun self, as she said before. I'm really going to go in on that girl later on. But anyways, they get to their destination event. Mary's trying to figure out why we are there at this particular place. The former owners of this place, somebody off the other person, or they both off each other, off in front of their pets or something like that. She's like, why are we doing this? Everything's going cool. I don't know what to begin with, but at least I can talk about Angie, I guess, is selling her home. It's been on the market for a while. Brittany looks at it at the listing or whatever. So Brittany was like, well, you know I'm a realtor, how come you didn't come to me? Then Angie was like, look, we're just really knowing each other, I already have somebody on it. And then Brittany starts going down the list as to things that she's just like pointing out about this real estate, about this property. Like, it looks like it's at the wrong price point, the sell point, and it's been on the market for 200 days. Brittany has some little shade up in there. One, Brittany's got a career. I didn't know that. And see, that's the type of stuff you should have really presented to us last year instead of this weird woman, but whatever. But then you were actually giving some shade back, and I actually like that. Now Angie got very defensive. You're insulting my home. Angie is very dramatic for no reason whatsoever. If your house has been on the market for 200 days, then they start arguing about who has the richest zip code. Lisa said a bunch of ones. I went on Forbes, and I just asked what are the top 5 richest zip codes that are out there. And I don't think that not one of what Lisa said is on there, so I don't know. If I had the list, I just didn't get the list before I started recording. But I'm like, okay, whatever. That's cool. That's cool housewife argument. Meredith now wants to talk with Lisa. I think it was a mistake. I think Meredith, Lisa, and Angie should have talked alone. That should not have been brought to the group. Even though the group wasn't really chiming in, I just think that with an audience, certain people within that trio will want to perform. And Meredith just brings up that people are saying that you are trying to do things to try to hurt me and my family members. And Lisa was like, who would be doing that? I wouldn't be doing that, and who would say that? But it looks like, she said something about, it looks like Satan knows, or Satan's daughters know, because Angie was perking up as Meredith was talking with Lisa, or bringing this up. Of course, what Meredith already told her, I'm going to bring this up to Lisa and all this stuff. So Angie says, no, I only give facts and all that. Lisa says, look, I would like to think and know about myself is that I'm careful on how I actually handle my friendships around here, and I'm not doing all this We never get into specifics as to what Lisa allegedly did in front of Lisa's face. Then it becomes this war between Lisa and Angie, which I'm over. Y'all may think that this was so iconic, it didn't go anywhere, it was just dumb. And how Angie was arguing, it looks like she was upset that Lisa had the audacity to want to take her son's product out of her store, her beauty shop, that was already sitting in the back, collecting dust. Now, Lisa said something different than what Angie said. Lisa said that her person came to pick up the stuff, da 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 da, and you said something about it's getting all dusty. You said that Lisa started that whole dusty thing, and that's why you started texting her and getting all offended. And I'm actually believing Lisa. And I don't have nothing for Lisa, just to let you know that. So I'm like, Angie. But again, you're mad because she's taking products that you're not even selling. So I don't even understand. And then I remember the tweet war that they had and all that, and then you decided to run to Meredith. Lisa says, I'm not the one that's going around people's backs trying to ruin stuff, ruin relationships and stuff. Angie said, I'm not. Yes, you are. You've done this twice. Last year you did it with Heather, with Lisa. There's something about you that I guess people are just starting to catch on about that's very trifling. You got the fan favorite crown last year, and that seems to absolve people from just doing BS when you know you should be called out for stuff. And now this season, people are like, what? Because nothing is really making any sense. Then she starts talking about Lisa's alleged facelift. I'm like, and it looks like you went through a whirlwind. That's where you go to a lot. You like to bash other people's women's looks. And then we're supposed to be gagged all the time. It's the same old, same old, same old, same old. You get up, start fussing. I mean, just like Lisa does. When she can't have her way, she starts hollering. When you can't have your way, you get up and you start yelling and then you start throwing things. And we're going to get to the throwing thing in just a minute. At the same time, Whitney has invited this psychic over that to me feels like was just someone who watched the show. Probably someone I feel that he was probably accurate with is really Brownwood. He gave some facts and knowledge that we knew, but also gave some futuristic stuff that could be happening. And I think on a personal level, I took it kind of when he said you need to make things right with your mom before anything happens to her. And I always feel like, why is it the child gotta sit up here and just take the L just to make things right over a stubborn, foolish parent? I hate that. However, knowing loss that I've had and at least not having closure, and there's just this abruptness, I can understand that. If you don't want that pressure of, even though it's not even your fault. And then I hate this. Oh, your parents were just doing the best they can. They did the best they can. She's really proud of you. Is she? But doing everything to tear me down. Muzzy is. Is she? That's the thing that irks me. That irks me so much. When y'all start talking about these parents, and they did the best they could. They did with what they knew what to do and never decided to grow from there. That's what it was. Stunted growth. And then you put your trauma, your beliefs, your whatever, and you didn't decide to expand your mind as far as parenting and allowed me to be traumatized by whatever crap you had going on because of how you were raised. Whatever. But anyways, I think that was the most accurate. I think a little bit with Meredith. Let me get to Whitney and what I want to say. She talking about this whole communication thing. Well, he was talking about the communication thing. So she gets her tail into the confessional talking about she resents Justin because she's finding out that Justin really didn't want to do all these things that you wanted to do. You decided to be corporate. You said that because you never felt equal with your husband. But I call BS right there. I think you wanted to fit in with these women in this Bravo circuit. Because the thing is that you need to be an entrepreneur or something as far as how women are in this time frame as being housewives on Bravo. And you decided you need to be legitimate and come up with the business instead of being known as the character that you came up with as the bobblehead with breast and dancing on the pole. Even though you're trying to run back to that because you know that people like it. But I think it's too late because people don't really, well, I don't see it for you. I'll just say that much. Even though some people were online saying that you were just being open and vulnerable. For what? She was projecting what her insecurities brought to her life. and projecting it onto her husband. You are a very manipulative person, and I've been seeing it on you for a very long time. As I've already expressed season 3, when you try to manipulate your husband to spend more time with you, even though he lost his job, as you admitted in this episode, because of those raunchy scenes that you filmed season 1. Then he had to get 2 other jobs just to make ends meet and be the provider for your home and your raggedy tail. Then you wanted to use your trauma against him. Manipulative, scary girl. I wasn't even watching season 3. I would go into a particular space on Twitter, and here, it's just like, it's like that, lady. So y'all empty out your savings account for you, and you're mad because he didn't really want to do it. You're finding out he didn't want to do it, but he did all those things to make you happy, and for some reason you can turn it around as far as your failures in business. And what you said on Watch What Happens Live is that you lost a $500,000 loss in your business because of... You're going to twist it around and act like he's the problem, and now you're not communicating with him and making him pay for your decisions because you're insecure about yourself and you don't really know your identity? Awful. You're an awful woman. Brittany and Jared crap, I don't care. I really don't care. She's finding out that he feels like she's a gold digger and only wants her for her money. Wants him for his money. And then supposedly the only trip that they actually went on is for Vegas. Heather says that, oh, well, Vegas is just like a road trip. That's not a trip, blah, 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 blah. But she says, no, he doesn't take care of me like that. He may have bought me this and this and that, but it's not like that. Whatever. You're back with him. It only took 24 hours for you to get back with him and all that good stuff. We know it's going to be a never-ending saga with you. I don't care. You are an ain't shit person. Cool that you're in real estate, but you are an ain't shit person and a mother. And then things are still going on between Angie and Lisa. Angie went to go get this. Well, she ended up laying down some Amex cards because of what Lisa said about her allegedly borrowing a card on vacation, all that. You got business card. Man, you're laying out business cards. Your business Amex cards. You got personal cards? I don't know if it was, but it flopped. That only could happen once, and it happened once on Miami with Nicole, Dr. Nicole, during, what, season 5? Was it? No. Then she went to go get all of the gifts that Lisa ever got her and wanted to return it. She has this horse, and they talked about that during her psychic thing of there possibly being someone falling off a horse and breaking a leg. Because she got so mad, she ended up throwing the horse. That was her daughter's, I think, or whatever, Electra's or whatever, and the leg broke. I think that was symbolic and futuristic of what's going to happen to her with her crazy tail. Mary's trying to talk to Lisa and Angie, just to work it out, da-da-da-da-da. It looked like Lisa was a little bit more receptive to Mary. When Angie came along, she was like, I don't really want to make up with her. I'm just coming to these realizations. And Mary was like, well, she was doing all of this stuff and you still remain friends with her. So I know you can get back with her. And then Angie gonna say, well, she done said all this stuff and you decided to make peace with her. Well, yeah. Mary's like, I don't have an issue with her. We worked through our problems. Which, shockingly, I've been surprised at how that they've been moving lately. And I'm glad it is, because I never thought that would happen. But this isn't about me and you. You're now trying to take shots and darts because of your inability to stop acting like you're always the victim and trying to say you're being bullied into being apologizing. Nobody bullied you last week when you were apologizing. It was just fake. Less than 24 hours later, you were ready to start being very vicious and messy. I don't think that you take responsibility for the crap that you do. We know Lisa is Lisa. But what about you, Angie? So then Mary's like, I'm done, because you sitting up here trying to throw in my face that I actually made up with this person, da-da-da-da-da. I'm not, and even though I'm a Mary stan, I don't see much wrong with Mary. This was years and stuff of friction between Mary and Lisa. Mary and Lisa don't even have the same type of relationship and friendship that you and Lisa have, Angie. So it doesn't make any sense. But you do evil and spiteful things behind people's backs. Lisa got that right. That's all I got, y'all. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think. Because, whatever. Yeah, Lisa, you a flop. I think that Bronwyn is redeeming herself this season. I think so. What do you guys think? But tell me what you thought about this whole episode. Like, comment, and share. And until the next one, peace.